Hello and merry meet. Welcome, welcome. I'm Rowan. If this is your first time, tonight is Tuesday Tarot, and I'm going to actually pull a card for us on the energy for the night, just to kind of get us started. Oh, and before I do that, I'm going to share with a few people, just to let everyone know that we are live. All right. Okay, so Tuesday Tarot are one-card readings. I'm usually joined by Bren and Azriel, so if they join, you may get like a reading. It would actually be a reading from all of us. So Tuesday Tarot, super fun. Thank you everybody who's just jumping on. I see quite a few people, so hello. So tonight I'm going to pull a card just to see what we can expect for tonight, like what kind of energy we're looking at tonight. And I'm pulling from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. I love this deck. This is a really super fun deck. And so our energy for tonight is Milk Thistle. So we're going to have some peace and some love tonight with the Milk Thistle. I do love this card. It's very, what I think is so fascinating is it's a badger on the head, and Milk Thistle's a very calming and peaceful, but badgers are not too calm. So it is kind of an ironic card. So that is our energy for tonight. So it is Tuesday Tarot. So they are, so I'll either grab from an oracle deck if I'm inspired to do oracle for you. I've got my Nova cards, which are yes and no questions. Sometimes they're great for clarification. And I've got a couple different decks. Actually, I need to pull my Lenormand out. So I'm very excited again to be here for Tuesday Tarot. I'm here every Tuesday. I'm also do spiritual panel on Thursday. This week will be Saturn. And then Sunday is Witchy Book Club, and we are doing chapter 5, which is the throat chakra. So mark your calendars. I am live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are new here, tonight is Tuesday Tarot. So you can put a question in the chat if you want a reading and you're like, I know what question I have to ask. Or you can just type general and I'll pull a card for you for a general reading. And then occasionally Bren and Azriel join. And if they join, you'll get it's kind of fun because you'll get more than just one reading. So because we usually do one card reading from all of us. So it works out really great. And thank you everybody who is sharing the chat and everybody who's already giving love. I really appreciate all that love. It goes a long way. I'd love to get up in the league. So lots and lots of hearts help. So thank you so much for the hearts. So I think while we kind of wait for questions to pop in, if you don't know, I am Rowan Ravenwolf. I am a pagan and a witch, and I have been practicing for, wow, quite a long time now, over 10 years. Gosh, I'm trying to think like how long. I really can't think how long. I think I'm on 15 or 16 years, to be honest. But before that, I was studying all different types of theology just to try to find my spiritual path, and it led me down the pagan pathway. I have been working with herbs and essential oils and crystals for over 40 years. That's really scary. scary thought. Just because of my age. But yes, I have been working with them for a long. Yes, theology, the study of religions and spirituality. Like I read about Judaism and Islam, and just to try to figure out what path I was supposed to go down. So, a lot of people in the spiritual community have studied different religions and spiritual aspects to figure out what they're doing. So my first tarot deck, I love sharing this story. So I actually bought it my freshman year in college. I was away from home, first time away from mom and dad. And went wild, right? So I bought a tarot deck because I was never allowed to have tarot. I was so excited and read with it. Wasn't very good with it because, let's be honest, the little white books that come with the tarot, they're helpful. If you've had a tarot class, they're really helpful. If you've not had a tarot class, it's like, huh? And so we used to just goof around with the tarot. And then when I had to go back home for the summer, I said to my friend, my roommate, I'm like, do you want this? Because if it goes home with me, my parents are going to burn it or throw it in the garbage. And she's like, sure. She's still reading with my first deck, which I think is really cool. So always cool to know that. But yes, so I love divination, and tarot always tells you what's really going on. Even if we mistaken something, the true answers come out. I like to take pictures when I do readings, and then if there's like an interpretation slightly off, or if like I'm all it always does help to look back at it. Just tips and tricks if you're learning tarot. Most tarot decks are based off the Rider-Waite. And yes, this is my Romanian deck. So if you're like, wait, what? Yeah, this is the Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is the standard deck. So most decks are based off this. The artwork's by Pamela Coleman Smith. So just to see a few of the cards, you've probably seen them. My recommendation, because I do teach tarot, is to at least get a Rider-Waite deck. Now, what is really cool is US GameWorks had the copyright on the deck for a very, very long time, but the copyright has... Oh, thank you, Candace. Yep, let me see if I can remember how to do that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it just means I need to hold on the other side. So Rider-Waite. So what's really cool is US GameWorks, that's who does this particular deck. Their copyright ran out. So they're going to still publish this deck, but you are going to see other versions. What is neat about that, I just got this version, I think in January, but it's Tarot of the Tradition. And I'm going to see if I can find two of the same cards, because that's always like really helpful. And actually, I will say this is my favorite tarot brand. It's Lo Scabio, and I'm going to see if I can, there we go. I think you can see, yep, there we go. That's my favorite brand. They have a lot of amazing, amazing decks. That's my favorite company for decks. So I'm going to just kind of show you like a slight difference between the decks, just so you can get an idea. So now there's like quite a few different companies that are publishing the artwork from Pamela Coleman Smith. So the differences might be the colors. Like original tarot is literally Rider-Waite, but the colors are just slightly different. So I'm going to just see if I can find the Hierophant in this deck and see if that's fast. Like there's times I'm like, I wish I had my my decks in order, but then I can't do much. Okay, so I did switch the mirror. Okay, so you guys can see. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so now I'm looking for my Hierophant. Just so you can see the difference, how the artwork is. Nope, your Justice. Sorry, I'm kind of boring, huh? Because I'm just like looking for this Hierophant card. And he's probably at the very bottom. Or I went past him. I've done that before, where I've gone past when I'm looking for a specific card. Oh, there he is. Yay. Almost at the bottom. So, all right, just so that you can see the difference. So this is the original artwork by Pamela Coleman Smith. And this is the Tarot of Traditions. You can see they've made it look more 3D. The colors are more vibrant, and it's more modernized. So, beautiful, beautiful deck. Yes, huge difference. Now, they did take the Rider-Waite deck and they did a radiant version where the color is a lot brighter. The artwork does not look like this, but the color is brighter. And actually, I read with that a lot. just because I liked the color. So, but if you're learning to read tarot, I recommend a Rider-Waite deck. So there's a lot of companies now publishing since US GameWorks copyright ran out. So, so you can always look one up, or you can always ask me. Feel free to DM me, because there's a lot of different brands. And some of them, the artwork's just like, wow, this is so great. Because, I mean, Pamela Coleman Smith did a really great job. When we look at art that was done 100 years ago, and so think about it, this deck, the original Rider-Waite deck, came out in 1906. So this artwork is from 1906. Art's come a long way, you know, a very, very long way in that time frame. So, paintings maybe not so much, but artwork has come a long way. I don't blame you for wanting one, Candace. Yes, this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. I'll hold that up again, just if anybody needs to get a screenshot of it. And again, I'll hold the tip. Lo Scabio. I love, 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 love this deck. And welcome, Hooded. And Candace, if I didn't say welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome so much. So I am doing 1-card tarot readings. In between the tarot readings, I'm just going to chat so you're not like, so it's not like so quiet. Oh, do you want me to show it again, Candace? Oh, yes, I can show the deck. So but I'll show the box so that you have the box. Tarot of the Tradition. Again, I love this deck. I was very excited to see it. Fabulous. Yeah, it's very beautiful, because there's a lot of different variations where they've taken Pamela Coleman Smith's work. This one, hands down, is my favorite. So I have like a lot. So there's original tarot, lustrous tarot, and it's Pamela Coleman Smith's work. Just the colors are different. Trying to think of some of the other names. I can't think. Oh, you can get the Centennial Edition. The Centennial Edition says Coleman, Rider, and Waite on it, or it says Rider-Waite Coleman, one of the two. Pamela Coleman's name really was not on a lot of the decks, even though she was the artist. She was a female. She was also a lesbian, and so during that time period, it was so shunned upon that, you know, she didn't get as much credit as she really deserved. But nowadays we're giving her credit, so she can just sit back and go, I'm happy about that. So always pretty cool. So that's my recommendation if you're trying to learn for yourself. And then take a class. I'll be honest, I took 3 tarot classes. 2 of them were certifications. And I'm going to I'll talk a little bit about certifications. So tarot certification courses have been around for a very long time. I know people who were certified in the 80s. So that's been around a long time. Some classes are extremely expensive. I mean, I've seen people and I'm like, I would love to take a class. Like, Rachel Pollack, I would have loved to have taken a class from her. She passed away, I think it was in 2024. It might have been 2023. I would have loved to have taken a class from her, but her classes were very expensive, but she's very, very knowledgeable. So, and if you are looking for good tarot books, grab one of her beginner books, Rachel Pollack. Hands down amazing. So just aside, there are, as I started taking classes, one of my teachers, I didn't even realize she gave you a certificate at the end of class. And at the end of class, like, here, she hands you a certificate of completion. I was like, okay, cool. You know, like, it's kind of cool. I put in all these hours and weeks into the class. So, it was pretty cool. So in some places, you will have to get licenses to be a tarot reader, and you have to show that you have education behind you. This will also go for runes, tasseomancy, oracle readings. Like, it is literally a thing. It's the same thing with spiritual life coaches and life coaches or spiritual coaches. So I'm just gonna like, hello, Lustrous. So recently, and I think it was 2023. Yeah, it was 2023. So she's either had a master's degree in social work or is a psychologist or psychiatrist. That the Mormon Church was actually recommending people go to her. Her name is Jody Hildebrandt, and I'm not going to have a problem saying her name because she is actually in prison right now. And so if you Google her name, you can see all this fun stuff on her. So she's in prison for some pretty, well, I mean, if you're in prison, you did something wrong, right? This is for stuff against children that was very horrific, very, very horrific. But she's also in there with her business partner who, she made a life coach. Okay. And her name is Ruby Frankie. Both of them are in prison. So, Candace, this might ring a bell maybe for you. So they're both in prison. Both these women are in prison. But one of the things is that they were giving very horrific parenting advice to people and very horrific spiritual and life coaching advice. So Jody Hildebrandt's training people and then making them life coaches. And, well, her whole philosophy is completely messed up. Actually, if you just kind of Google stuff, even if you just see why they're in prison, you'll be like, okay. So I know in the state of Utah right now, they are trying to change the law to make it that if you're a spiritual life coach or a life coach, you have to get a certification and a license in the state. This is going to spread through all of the United States. I guarantee it. Because, okay, so for example, after 9/11 happened, you may or may not remember there was a person who put liquid in his shoe. Yes, Candace, yes, thank you. I'm so glad you're bringing that up. Even for peer support services. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty serious now. But remember how like one person after 9/11 tried to sneak liquid onto the plane and it was bad liquid. We're just going to leave it at that. Now, everybody in America, when we go through the gate at the airport, we have to take our shoes off because of this one person. So all it takes is one person to ruin it for everybody. So I've been taking classes from a lot of different teachers, and I noticed like more than half of them are getting certifications to give you a certification when you complete the class. So it's not just a certificate of completion. It's a certificate that you're certified as like a runes reader or a tarot reader or a life coach. You're getting actual certifications. And you know, I was at an event once where a woman was actually walking through everybody. So I wasn't doing readings at the event because I was selling my crystals, but I had a thing up that said that I do private readings. And the girl on one side of me was doing readings, and a woman was like, "Where did you take classes? How long did you take classes?" I was just grilling her. And because she didn't have a certification, like she spent probably 20 minutes with this woman questioning her on her skills and not getting a reading. And the woman wouldn't get a reading because she wasn't certified. So some people think getting certified for spiritual aspects is really bad. And it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like trying to like government us. Yeah. Personally, when I take a class, I don't look and go, "Oh, yes, thank you, Lustrous, gatekeepy." Yes. And it can be gatekeepy. I mean, it really can. But when I take classes, because even though I teach classes, I still take classes from people. I don't look and go, "Oh, are they certified and which program certified them?" Because there's companies where you can get your classes certified. You literally have to take your class, send it to them, and they have accreditations, and they'll say, yes, we can certify your class. And then you get the approval and you're certified for like a year. So yeah, when, that's kind of what's happening. But I also want you to keep in mind, like there's an individual that was encouraging people to actually ingest essential oils. Please never, 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 never ingest essential oils. It's extremely dangerous for your body. Your body's not equipped to handle that. It can damage your liver and your kidneys. Those are just the two top organs that it's going to damage. And this person started a company and has encouraged people to ingest essential oils. And there's a couple other companies out there that are encouraging people to ingest essential oils. Well, essential oils, the way they're distilled, it's taking the oil from the plant and it's really strong. This is why we're not supposed to even use them on pets or children under the age of 7. Because it's very strong. And if you've ever, I burned myself on cinnamon essential oil. I was mixing it in a roller with a carrier oil, but you have to you have to, and I was just going like that, dumping it, and it got on my hand, and it actually caused a 2nd-degree burn. So now I actually wear gloves when I'm mixing my essential oils, because I was like, oh, that wasn't fun. And I've been working with essential oils literally since I was 12 years old. I had a beautiful, beautiful woman who worked with essential oils and got me started in them. But there are companies out there that, like the company I'm thinking of, I'm not going to throw their name under the bus. If you want to private message me and ask, I will tell you privately. I'm not going to say it online. But the owner and the founder of the company started taking so in Europe, you have to take the certification for aromatherapy. To be an aromatherapist, you have to be licensed and you have to go to a school. The best schools are in England and France. My schooling I've been doing through England, just because I don't know French very well. They do have English programs, but they're a little bit more expensive. And yes, people should not do it. So this individual started the company, started taking the aromatherapy course at one of the companies in the United States. And the companies in the United States are just as good. I'm not going to say they're better than the ones in the UK and France, but they're good. But he dropped out and started this company. Now, the company does distill their essential oils correctly, so they are pure. And they encourage people to ingest them. But he didn't finish. And just like, yes, thank you, Lestrus. Yeah, people don't understand there is food grade stuff for a reason. Exactly. And the FDA has not approved any essential oils to be ingested. And in Europe, you can't. If a company tells you this, they can't sell in Europe. Europe is actually very strict on their food grade. Boy, I wish it was that way in the United States, right? We wouldn't have so many allergies, honestly, if we had natural food instead of the bioengineered food, which is a whole other topic. But so long story short, sometimes it's important for us to get the schooling and that knowledge, because if we don't get it, we could be harming thousands or tens of thousands or millions of people. I look at the company that this person had started. The company's still going. He's unalive now. And they still tell people it's okay to ingest essential oils, and it's not. Yeah. Oh, yes, Lestrus, thank you for sharing that. But yes, roses are edible. But we do not drink the essential oil. It's the strong. I actually love drinking rosebud tea. Rosebud tea is so delicious. If you have never tried it, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. But I do get on a high horse when I talk about ingesting essential oils. So just that thought topic, we don't want people to gatekeep. At the same time, we need to make sure people are safe. Granted, is a tarot card going to hurt us? Is a rune going to hurt us? Is an oracle card going to hurt us? Well, it will if the person has a bad intent. And you leave the reading feeling sad. That's not okay, right? And we're not always going to have really great readings, so it's going to be up to the tarot reader or the runes reader to be nice. But yes, you know what? Yes, Lester, as they will attack divination arts, but faith healers in the corner. Yes, and faith healers are all like, I mean, it's all going to be under attack. It really will, especially as like I said, especially with this case with Jody Hildebrandt and Ruby Franke, because of the fact that Jody Hildebrandt was making people life coaches, they're going to require showing some type of classroom work. Oh yeah, 100% agree. I agree. Yes. But before that, there are a few states, and I have them written down. I didn't think I was going to go on this tangent tonight, so I apologize. But there are a few states where you do have to show that you are certified to do any kind of divination reading. And there we go. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking Florida was one, and I want to say Georgia might be one too. I know they're on the East Coast, like the East Coast area. And no, we don't want to be gate kept, but at the same token, we need to be safe, and not everybody is smart enough.
There you go. I gotta turn this.
Yes. Being an ordained minister is a loophole. It is.
Yes, I'm an ordained minister too.
I am too.
Bamboozled.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to my dad. My mother had passed, and my dad has a girlfriend, and they want to get married in the fall. And I'm like, well, if you want someone to do it for free, I'm an ordained minister. He's like, when did you do that? I'm like, when my friends, like I had several friends who were like, will you marry us? So.
And truth be told, because of the spiteful person that I am, like say if same gender marriage does get turned over for whatever reason, here comes my bamboozle. Hey, I can still do like a domestic partnership and a civil union, right? How about that? Bamboozled.
Mm-hmm.
It's not marriage. It's not the same word, but it mimics it. So,
yes, I will still do them. I will still do them because love is love. I don't care. Love is love. And the other type I have done, I'm not going to say because I don't want to get them in trouble or me in trouble. But love is all I'm going to say. Yeah. And you know where I'm going with that, Bren. I know your mind knows exactly what I'm talking about with that one.
Yeah. I mean, heck, it's up to them. Mm-hmm. It's up to them. If that's their choice, they have a right to.
Exactly. If you are a legal adult and you are happy and you are yourself and you are in love, you should be able to make the choice you want to. Mm-hmm. If you are not a legal adult, no.
And yes. That includes
legal adult, yes.
Mm-hmm. And even then, I might even take it a step further, like, because I know there are some states that have that emancipation minor, something like that. Yeah, even though you're an emancipated minor, and if say you're functioning well, that only really applies to being able to fend for yourself. You're still not like 18 to make those decisions yet.
Well, and even like I think about the polygamist sex, mm-hmm. because what they're doing is very, very wrong. When it is a child.
Yeah, that's a no-no. Big no.
That is a huge no-no because they can't make that decision. And most of the time, these children are being married off to like their uncles who are like 40 years older than them. And that's not okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're going to be just really honest. Oh, are you doing child endangerment? Oh, it sure looks like it.
Yep. I mean, that needs to be cracked down on. I mean, that really does. Like, if you want to practice polygamy, if they make it legal for people who are of age, who are legal adults, 18 years or older, fine. But if they're under 18, And you know what? That woman better say, I am doing this of my own free will.
Yes.
And like, I don't know, like that's a whole other topic. Those just joining, I kind of got on, I was talking about how I teach tarot classes and my classes are certified because I took from a certified reader. So my classes are certified. Again, it's a piece of paper, so you don't have to be like, oh.
Yeah. Look at me with my 6 certifications in astrology. I just got them just so that way. It'd be like, okay, he knows what he's talking about.
Right, yeah, because like, well, I was saying right before you hopped on, like I was at an event and the lady next to me was a reader. And she's a really good reader too. Like I've known her for years. And at a lot of events, like I usually sell crystals. I don't do my readings there. I just do the readings like either by Zoom or in person privately, not at events. Well, actually I take that back. I've done a few events where all I'm doing is reading. But yeah, I was sitting there and the woman was getting grilled by this woman that wanted to know all the places she'd gone to school, how much schooling she'd had for tarot, how she knows tarot's real, and show me that you have a certification and a degree in tarot. I don't think the woman got a reading because they're not offering degrees in college in tarot yet.
Yeah, and I mean, at that point, it just makes you. I mean, for me, I wouldn't be able to hold myself back. I would just say, "Ma'am," so that way you're aware. Um, this is something that isn't recognized in this country, as for like being like an actual education that has like a university and stuff like that. It
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
have that yet.
you can get the certification.
Yes.
And that's where like that all started. And then yes, and then Lestrus was so sweet to like say yes when we are sort of when we do have our ministry, we are fine. And
Yep.
yep, yeah, it was people at my old job. They were like, "You're really a minister?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I brought my minister badge into work one day, and they were like, "You really are a minister?" I'm like, "Yes, I really am a minister."
And I mean,
They didn't believe me, so I was like, "I'll bring it in. I'll show you."
and I mean, this sounds so bad, but I mean, honestly, I kind of have that. This is gonna sound so bad, but again, don't really care. Using that to like the like to because of lovely modern events, using that to my advantage.
Well, there are times we actually probably could.
Yeah, exactly.
I've not taken advantage of it yet, but maybe we could.
Not yet. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, because really, I think you just need to have that ordained minister, and then you can use that to like start your own ministry.
Yes, you can.
Oh boy, man, the bamboozling I can do with that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason I did it was I had a student that wanted me to marry her and her significant other, and it was such a beautiful wedding. And then a couple other friends were like, "Hey, marry us," and I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I got this." And I will tell you, it is so fun marrying people, especially when they're in love.
Uh-huh.
It is just so enjoyable. And actually, I've never even worn my clergy badge when I marry them. Here I have this badge that I never wear.
And also, because now this is the part like with the ordained minister that I mean I've also used that for like giving funeral rites too. That's another perk of it.
Yeah. Yes, that is another perk.
And with that, I mean I've done a few, and every time I said you don't even have to pay me. I'm doing this because it's you're entitled for that. You know, so it saves some money too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have not done one yet, but I would if somebody asked me. I definitely would.
The only hard part with doing that is that I would think that for that it requires you to have a broad understanding of like different cultures and how they perceive passing away, and then trying to stick with what they want.
Yes. Well, and though, even like most of the weddings I performed have been pagan or witchcraft oriented.
Mm-hmm.
But I do ask. I'm like, I will do non-denominational if you want a pagan wedding, if you want a hand fast. Like, I literally, like, you tell me what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tailor it to them. And, I mean, you would probably need to ask, but
Yes.
I don't know. For me, like, when I do Theosopfest, which I know, Azrael usually tapes Theosopfest.
Mm-hmm.
When I've done Theosopfest, people are coming through of all different spiritual beliefs and religious beliefs. And literally when they're like, I need a house cleansing, how do I do a house cleansing? And I do house cleansings for people.
Mm-hmm.
And the first question I ask is, do you have a specific religious belief
Mm-hmm.
or spiritual belief? But when I was on my journey, when I left the Mormon church and I was on my journey to figure out my spiritual path, I was studying every religion I can put my hand on. I mean, I've read the Quran. I've read, I studied every single, because I'm like, I needed spirituality and I didn't know what my path was. And so when I've been at Piasso Fest and when I've done people's house cleansings, they're like, we love calling you. And like, I've even had where people have even said to me, oh, I give your name out, because I'll have people say, oh yeah, so-and-so. And I'll say, hey, next time you want like a crystal or a reading or whatever, I'm going to give you a discount because you referred me to somebody. But yeah, I've done cleansings for, you name a religion, I've probably done the cleansing. And if I didn't know, like, I'll literally say, is there a specific deity you want me to call on to help with your cleansing? And then I research it before I go out to their house. So, but yeah, so it would be the same thing for unaliving rites.
Yeah, and because since I'm really close with hell, I mean, yeah, I kind of have that towering over figure, like, don't mess up, kid.
Yes. Well, see, I work with Lilith, and she's like, yeah, you're doing fine. She's
like, whatever. Oh, love, you're just fine. Meanwhile, I'm over here just like, hey,
I also work with Sekhmet, and between the two of them, it's just... We won't even talk about the fact that I work with Loki.
Oh, but that's the best part. I hear
really...
Loki, and I think of like the Mad Hatter, except.
Yeah, that's almost exactly what it is. Actually, like Sunday after the live on Sunday, my husband's like, our parakeet's named Loki. And he's like, Loki's not happy. And he was not happy. I don't know what was going on, but he doesn't let me hold him. My husband's like, just give him some Reiki. So I'm getting ready to give him Reiki. My husband takes him out with my hand. He took a chunk of skin off my thumb. And I'm like, see, he doesn't like me. And then he was just fine. He wanted the Reiki, but he didn't want me to hold him. Little stinker. So he's not my familiar. He's my husband's. Well. So welcome to Tuesday Tarot. We're really not even talking. We've kind of been all over the place already tonight. And you know what? You never know what's going to happen on Tuesday Tarot. Yeah. So everybody who's here, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate all the likes we have so far. We are going to actually do readings. So if you want a tarot reading, you can type general and we'll do a general reading for you. You'll literally get a card from both me and Brent. And if you have a question and that you really want an answer to, throw it out there. I've got my Nova cards. I've got a couple different Oracle decks. I've got several different tarot decks out. So we are ready to go. But ready. Chat about stuff. So I don't see any comments yet, but it is still kind of early. There we go. Yes. So it was beautiful outside today. How was your weather?
Well, we had a little bit of rain the past day or two, which is like, okay, it's raining in the desert. Okay, this is a bit much excessive rain. Okay, all right. I see what you're doing up there, Indra. Careful with them lightning bolts. But yeah, it's been nice. But what I really want to do is go sometime to the store close by and they have hydrangeas in there. I really want them. At least 1 or 3 bushes.
Yeah, my hydrangeas did not look good at the end of last year. And I was like, what on earth happened to you guys? And they're perking up. They're little. They're perking up though. So I was pretty happy. And actually, I thought I killed my fern. And I'm like, how do you kill fern in Illinois?
Yeah, it's like...
Nope, it is. It must have just wanted to hide from me. It must have been playing hide and go seek. I think my thing is because I grew up in Utah and I always planted in Utah and Nevada. I know how to deal with the desert. And so like all this moisture, sometimes like I struggle a little bit with my plants in this humid and wet area. Like you don't have to water here, so because we get so much rainfall and stuff.
No. What color are your hydrangeas?
I have purple and pink.
Oh, okay. Because it's interesting because I study, of course, like the language of flowers and hydrangeas. The funniest one is the blue one. Usually, I think it was in the Victorian era that if you were wanting to gently decline someone's romantic advance, you would just give them a blue hydrangea, saying, "My apologies, I must decline you. Have a hydrangea." That's an apology.
Yeah, I planted mine when my mother unalived. I got the pink bush for her because she loved the pink and the white ones. So I literally have for um, each of my grandmothers, I have like a flower planted for them. Like my pink roses are from one of my grandmas. I've got columbines for my other
Oh,
grandma.
oh, I love
I
columbine.
love columbines too. It was her favorite flower. And my grandpa called when my grandma had passed away. He had to have columbines because that was her favorite flower.
Mhm.
He called probably every florist in Salt Lake City, Utah, and one of them's like, "Yeah, we can do columbines." Of course, it was the last one he called, but he called a ton because he's like, "We can only get her flowers have to have columbines in them."
Mhm.
And I even said to him when he was like on a few, I'm like, "I'll just go pick some in the mountains. I know where they grow because they're also one of my favorites." So when I would go hiking and I'd see them, I'd take pictures. I'm like, "I'll go pick some if we need to, Grandpa," because we weren't going to take him out of her garden because they were, that was her garden. But yeah, we were able to. So she had like her bouquet literally had calla lilies and columbines.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
it was gorgeous. I was like, "Yep, my grandma is happy." Her two favorites.
Uh,
And
no,
it is Tuesday Tarot, but yeah, we'll keep talking about flowers unless you guys say something else. But go ahead, Bren.
I think, well, I've had, in my experience growing plants, I've had bleeding hearts. I've had, what was that plant called? I'm looking right at it. I've had irises. I've had, of course, rose bushes. I've, of course, the hyacinth. Hyacinth, I'll tell you one thing. If I'm ever in a bad mood, just give me one of those. Okay, I'm perfectly happy. Um, I really want to give myself, crap, what is that rose called? Black velvet. Black velvet rose. I think they're only in one, grown in one country. I can't remember exactly where. Somewhere in Europe, I think.
Yeah, that would be pretty.
Yeah, and it's interesting how it's called a black velvet, but it's really like it's like this deep magenta red black rose,
Yeah.
and it's just
Because when the high light hits it just right, you're like, "No, that's not black, it's red."
yeah.
Just very dark red. But no, yeah, they're beautiful. I can't remember where they are. Maybe they're in the Ukraine. I can't remember. It's like, I think Eastern
Oh.
Europe.
And I think it's like how much was it for like a dozen of them? I think it's pretty up there
Yeah.
because they don't to have them grow natural like that. I mean, good.
Well, the one plant I do want to grow is Edelweiss. Um,
Wait, what was it?
Edelweiss.
How come that's ringing a bell? And I'm trying to now. I'm
Because
like,
in the Sound of Music,
oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Like, how does that sound so familiar? Oh,
My great grandmother was from Europe, from Germany, and that was her favorite flower. So I have her second favorite flower in my garden for her. Because you do have to be at a higher altitude to plant Edelweiss. It does not survive in lower altitudes. So I'm way too low in Illinois. I did try it. I did get seeds. The seeds were expensive, and they did not. And literally, when I bought the seeds, the person's like, "Are you going to be growing them in Illinois?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna try." And they're like, "Okay, we're not guaranteeing it because they will not grow. That's too low of an altitude." And I'm like, "I know it's a low altitude, but I want to try." Yeah, they didn't. They didn't take.
I believe you grow. Never mind.
Well, I knew because like when my great grandmother passed away, my grandmother, because that was her mama, she did try to plant Edelweiss in Utah. But and she was kind of on the way into the canyon, and they did okay, but they did not. They're supposed to be perennials, and no, they did not come back. So they didn't look too happy when they did come up. So we knew they weren't high enough elevation. So. So yes, you have to be in a mountain. So if you're not in a mountain, they are not going to grow. They need that mountain snow. That mountain snow when they're dormant, and then they peek up through and come through. But
I also grew delphinium. And that, I mean, if you want something to stick, if you want like something that's like, because when I had ones that I had, I was researching and looking them up, and it said something along the effect of, it helps things to stick because of like the residue that comes off of them. And I'm thinking, well, since they're purple, why not just have it be part of like an empowerment spell? Okay, they got empowerment, stick. It ain't gonna go nowhere.
Well, and I love bleeding hearts. My bleeding hearts are out, and I'm probably going to have to harvest them this weekend, I'm thinking, because they don't stay too long, and it's starting to get a little bit too warm for them. So, and bleeding hearts are beautiful to use if you're trying to heal a broken heart spell. Mm-hmm. They're very great for that. So if the Sunday Witchy Book Club discussion, if you are looking for a spell, bleeding hearts will be very helpful to help you along. And welcome everybody. We are doing Tuesday Tarot. So it is Tuesday. We do 1-card readings. I haven't seen a question pop up yet, so we just chat in between questions. But you know what, Bren? Mm-hmm. I'm going to have a question for you to pull a card for me.
Okay.
All right. Should I call this woman back?
Should you call this woman back? Let me just to be safe, I'm going to grab the Diablo Tarot.
That's actually probably a good one to grab. It's a very weird situation, and I was like, what? I had a missed call.
And yes, the deck is huge. I got tiny hands, so good luck.
One of my favorite decks is like the El Goliath Tarot, and the cards are like way bigger than my hands.
It's like I can barely keep a grip on them, but I'm trying the best that I can.
Yep. That's why I shuffle even my small decks like this, because of the ones that are too big for my hands.
Nope. Let go. No. You. Good. Come on. Huh. Well, what came out is this. It's the Queen of Pentacles. But, I mean, when you look at that, it kind of is like a... Here, I gotta flip my camera because I'm trying to figure out which way... There we go. Saying that, it kind of makes me think, are you trying to make me make a choice between a pentacle and a child? What? It's kind of like, is somebody's innocence or financial? But, I mean, you have the support of the moon above the head. But, I mean, in this position, it looks like it's a very powerful... It's like you're holding the power, but...
I am holding the power.
Oh, and there's also this staff sickle thing behind on the baby side, but there's nothing on the pentacle side.
Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty intense. Very intense. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit. Mm-hmm. So my ex-husband got remarried. He had nothing to do with my daughters, like nothing at all. And we were lucky if we got child support. Like literally my daughters figured out when I would get child support, because I learned to live without any coming in. Mm-hmm. And when I would get it, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to take you guys shopping. They figure, like, I didn't think they'd figure it out, but like, I'd let them go to the mall and get whatever they wanted for the amount of child support, or I'd put it in their bank account for like to pay for choir or whatever, you know, because I just learned to live without it.
Mm-hmm.
And so his second wife is now apparently going through a divorce, and they skip traced me and got my phone number.
Oh.
Yeah, so I called my daughter. I'm like, I got a weird phone call, and she goes, yeah, from the step monster or whatever she called her. I don't remember what she called her. And she's like, yeah, I got a call from her attorney, and I said that you wouldn't be interested. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I just kind of left it at that, and I'm like, why would you call me? Because she was not like, my ex would make up stories, and she literally called my daughter and said, I want to talk to your mom, when my daughter was probably a senior in high school. And she was like, I wasn't going to talk to her. I had nothing to talk to her about. And she's like, you need to let him see his daughters. And it's like, he doesn't want to. We begged him to come see these kids. We begged him for child support. We begged him to call his kids. We begged him to see his kids.
I mean, that kind of does fit, because it's like, okay, my good sir, are you choosing the pentacle or are you choosing your child?
Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, okay, so he sent my daughter a card and said, I can't send you birthday and Christmas gifts this year. And this was 1 year. And so she was old enough. So she went to, this was when MapQuest was big, you know, Google Maps was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So she put the address in, and I hear her go, she calls her other sister, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, what is going on? Because like they were making kind of a ruckus, like, I can't believe this, and this is, you know, BS, and da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, he can't afford to send us, he sent one card to both of us saying he can't afford to send us any gifts or presents. And his house, like on Zillow, was worth $2 million.
Oh, for bloody heck.
Uh-huh.
Wow. You know, I've heard of, like Cupcake, Honey Bear. Mm-hmm. You can't afford to send a gift, really, but you have that.
Like, you got a card from the dollar store telling them that you don't have money. And you're not paying child support.
So, I mean, honestly, truth be told, if somehow, some way, if I was a judge overseeing that, I mean, I wouldn't be able to pull myself back. I'd just stay. So you have a home worth how much? And how much other assets do you have? Quite a bit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can afford to give a gift.
Oh, my daughters were so angry, and I didn't say anything. Like, they just took the return address from the envelope and put it in, and they were so upset. And they're like, I didn't say anything. I just walked away. I said, I'll let you guys figure it out.
Yeah, just like...
I want nothing to do with you making any decisions. Like, that's your decision to make. I'm not going to be in that decision. Oh, what card did you get now?
Well, I mean, if that doesn't tell you much of anything, it's just like, okay, so you chose the pentacle. Okay, fine, then you get this instead. Mm-hmm. Okay,
yep.
then...
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was just perfect.
That says everything. Because I'm like, should I pull a card for myself? I'm like, it's Tuesday Tarot. I'll just ask Brent. And look, Astro's here. Oh, he missed last week, Astro. We were talking about some serial unalivers. We were talking about their zodiac charts.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. Well, let's see. We talked about Gypsy Rose. We talked about...
Gypsy Rose and her around. That's what place was, yeah.
Yeah.
We also looked at...
Elon Musk.
Huh? We
looked at Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Characters. I mean, yes, characters. Again, it is Tuesday Tarot, so I just threw my question out there, like, crazy. Sometimes we have crazy. So please feel free. You can type general. Brent and I will pull a card for you. We'll give you an interpretation. Or if you have a question,
I mean, honestly, this is just so perfect. I mean, just how this just flowed. Okay, so it's like, okay, you choose your child or you choose the money. Okay, he chose the money, so he gets that. But then it's like he chooses the money, then he turns into this. He gets the kick the bucket card, then he turns into this. The Six of Pentacles. But I mean, this is like extreme greed.
Oh, if you knew him. Mm-hmm.
Extreme.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nope. My daughters, they were like, if he can help pay for half a school, we'll be okay. And he was supposed to pay for half a school, would not even give them a penny. Not even a penny.
I can't afford it, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can sure afford all those fancy things you got there.
Yep. Yeah, it's sad. It's very, and there's so many people out there like that. And the thing is that when you unalive, you can't take the money with you.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna go with you.
why not make sure that your kids are taken care of and
Yeah.
the education they need? They have shoes, they have food. I mean, why not?
I mean, you should anyway because, well, his kid.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was just very funny. So I was literally like, what the heck? And when I called my daughter, I'm like, you are never going to believe this. And she's like, oh no. Because the woman's attorney called my daughter. I'm like, so they're stalking us? I'm like, what? Keep in mind, my daughter's in her 30s now, her early 30s. But, well, and then the other one is in her late 20s. But it's like, okay.
It really makes me think that this is like, why are you calling me? You know, I think you were right. Oh, you found out he's a prick, huh? You just realized that? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. After, because like I said to my husband, I'm like, so I had this missed call. And he's like, yeah. And so I kind of gave him the rundown I just gave you. And I'm like, what would this person even want? Like, she was so nasty to me. And now you want me to give you a favor?
You look like the godfather or the godmother to you.
No, it like, not that it happens all the time, but you know, I know people who've had like, where somebody who's been nasty is like, oh, I'm sorry, can I borrow money?
Oh, you're sorry? Now you're trying to get some Benjamins for me?
You're the only person I know with a truck. Can you? I know you have dandelions in your yard.
Yeah, and I need them pushed up. So yeah, you'll be perfect to push them up.
Exactly. Actually, no, I do need to go gather my dandelions. So I'm got to make dandelion ointment is so good to make.
Oh, dandelion tea?
No, ointment. Well, tea is really good too. But yeah, no, it helps like with cuts and abrasions.
Mm-hmm.
And so you put it actually with beeswax, you know, and you usually use like almond oil. I like to add a little avocado oil because that just, but yeah, it makes a beautiful salve. So like if you get like prickly heat or an abrasion or a cut or anything like that, like it works so beautifully. And actually dandelion root tea is very, very good.
Yeah. And I think dandelion root, let's see if I can remember. That can be used for workings regarding wishes, and it's also associated with Hecate.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is a perfect substitute for mandrake, Mandrake officinalis.
Mm-hmm.
Because the dandelion root, when you look at an actual dandelion root, when you get the whole root pulled out at one time, it does look like a miniature mandrake.
Mm-hmm.
They're just as twisted. So it is a perfect substitute because actually getting real mandrake. So in America, the mandrake here is actually called maple. So it's
maple apple?
Yeah. And so it's not real mandrake. It does not have the same properties as real mandrake.
Mm-hmm. And isn't it toxic or poisonous?
If you eat it, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you ingest it, yes.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Yep. Yes, please don't.
Well, I mean, that's like this one. This was like about a few weeks ago. I saw a post of like this one young guy reaching his hands into an oleander plant, grabbing and just plucking off a thing of oleander, turning around and then handing it to the cameraman, just like, oh, look what I got for you. Wear gloves with oleander, please.
I was so we went to California for our anniversary last year, and we were up in Sequoia. We went to like San Francisco and all those fun places. And I literally pulled over. My husband's like, "Why are you pulling over?" And I get out to go get pictures of a plant.
Is it a little white flower?
You know what I'm talking about.
The moon. Is it the moonflower?
It's the nightshade.
Oh, that's right.
I was so excited, and I'm like, we gotta go buy Ziploc bags. My husband's like, what?
Ziploc bags. You see that white flower on the highway?
Yeah, and he's like, why? And he's like, it is not another one of those poisonous plants that you want to pick.
Well, maybe it is poisonous, but I mean, look at her.
So he's on his phone Googling what plant it is, and he's like, you're not touching it, don't touch it, don't touch it. I'm like, I didn't touch it. And then he's like, your purse just touched it. I'm like, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Besides, I mean, look at this beautiful, beautiful thing. She's like a diva, because I mean, they're huge.
Yeah, and so like, up in Sequoia, they were all over. They were so gorgeous. Well, you could tell they cleared them out off the paths, so they were off the beaten paths. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but well, and they are off the freeway. So when you're driving in California, because I won't tell you how many times I was going to pull over on the side of the road.
I mean, when I used to drive to Vegas, like too many times, driving on the way there, I mean, they were just on the side of that highway from like through Searchlight. I mean, they were just flooding the whole place. Yeah,
because they're just all like, yes. And they're so good when they're in the wild too. It's like, see, and I work with the poison path. Like I will literally, if I'm doing my poison path work in my kitchen, I'll be like, don't come in the kitchen till I'm done cleaning it. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want him to like touch the counter and then maybe lick his lip or something, especially like, I'm working with my belladonna and stuff. So.
Lady belladonna.
When he sees me like getting multiple gloves out, it's like, oh, run. I know what she's doing.
Yeah, I think the one I primarily work with the most, is oleander flower. But what I used it for is making like, kind of like taking that thing from Macbeth of like having the be like the innocent flower but the serpent underneath, is having the oleander flower be placed first and then over the top of it have like rose petals, as in making it like a love protection thing. So someone like impedes on that, poison.
So actually, I have some poison here. Since we're talking, that one of my teachers, Michael Colby. Which one is this? Yep, that's my doTERRA. So it's I love this. Michael Colby does it. It's like the poisoner's apothecary. And I think my other one is my belladonna. Yep, that's my belladonna.
Oh, I just even looked at it.
Yeah, she's pretty. and honestly, like I know people get like really nervous. Like I was teaching a class one time, and I had the belladonna, and I had a couple of the people in the class that are like, I don't want it in there, and I'm like, this is so good for protection, like and actually. Belladonna is in narcotic pain meds. That's what makes you sleepy. Mm-hmm. Too much of it will kill you.
Yeah, she helps you just relax, chill. But
I actually make candles with her now. So I actually I was like, I'll just experiment on myself. So I was like making candles, and then I'd burn them, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'm not dead. Oops, I should have said unalive. But yeah, I was like, okay, but I don't, I do have a flying ointment that I have made, but I'm like, you need to know there's a little bit of belladonna in here. I use like my personal flying ointment. I have a lot more belladonna in, but if somebody asks me to make one for them, I put a little bit in.
Yeah, but a big warning label like, do not use an excessive amount.
Well, and you have to know how much to use too. Like I'm like when I'm doing like a healing and I'm using like chamomile and jasmine, lavender and rose, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much I use.
Yeah.
It really, because those plants they're harmless. But when belladonna is one of the ingredients, I measure it I measure it finely. And I have a mortar and pestle that I only use when I'm grinding belladonna or any of my poisonous plants. I mean, I clean it, but it literally says on it, do not use with any food. Because, if like a little piece of it is left in there, I would hate for somebody to get a teeny little piece of doTERRA or something.
Oh, that was another herb that I used to use quite a bit. As soon as I say, you're gonna think, "Oh God, that thing's expensive." Saffron.
I have saffron, and I only use it for very specific spells and stuff because it is very expensive. Same thing with when I get vanilla beans.
Same, yeah, vanilla beans. And whenever I use it, I have like these herb shears. I take a very small nip of it.
Yeah, you don't want to know how much belladonna I have.
A whole backyard of belladonna.
Not quite. No, I have 2 jars. I've got a jar this size full of belladonna root, and I have a jar this size full of belladonna dried leaves. My berries are in a jar this size. So yes, I do have a lot of belladonna. And it's got a lot of great properties to use in magical workings.
I think there was another what is that flower called? It's another really well-known poisonous one. Foxglove?
Yes, foxglove is poisonous.
And people are calling it, oh yeah, that's the fairy's house. Don't put that in your mouth. Because you'll be seeing the fairies, all right.
Yes, just not in the way you want to. Well, I would love to grow like wolfbane, but that is so
wolfbane.
Think about it. So they would use it, as in old European tribes in the Germanic area in Scandinavia, Eastern Europe. Like, I want to know how they picked it and put it on the ends of because they would put it on the end of their sabers and on the ends of their arrows. And I'm like, how did they do it without, because that is extremely toxic.
Yep. I think probably what they did, I would say, well, for one thing, let's see, did they have it it crush and then like the tip of whatever be soaked in it?
But you have to pick it and then you have to crush it. And then then they would dip their tips in it. So like the dipping the tips in is fine, but I mean, were they using like a special cloth to pick it up?
I would think so, yeah. Or some. Well, I mean, I can see like using like what's that called? Like an animal pelt, like a big one.
Oh yeah. And just use like the fur side or the non-fur side. Yeah.
And then have a container of water and then just crush that and just pop it in there. Water will just take it and dilute it. There you go.
I mean, it's so interesting. Like as I learn, because the poison path, I'm just so deep into it now. But it's like you think about it and it's like, okay, many millennia ago they used this. How, like, they obviously learned, oh shoot, they shouldn't have touched that plant because they
kicked the bucket.
Touched it. Yeah. So the poison path, really fun. And I haven't seen any questions. So we're just chatting about plants, which actually I'll hold up. I did pull a card for tonight from my herbal astrology. I love this deck. And the card for tonight, I know it was before you made it here, it was milk thistle. So tonight was milk thistle.
Well, I'm kind of curious. Oh.
Yeah. And isn't this, this is such an ironic card because she's got a badger on her head. And milk thistle is like a very calming, peaceful plant. But yes, this is a really fun deck.
And what does it say for milk thistle? Is it
It's the peaceful warrior. Mm-hmm.
What does the guidebook say?
I will read the guidebook. Card 23. Native to the Mediterranean, the Greek physician and botanist Dioscorides was the first to write down milk thistle's healing properties in the 1st century AD. Milk thistle was a remedy for disease of melancholy, assisted in the production of mother's milk, and acted as a powerful anti-inflammatory for liver and gallbladder. Milk thistle's characteristic violet fuchsia flowers and white veined leaves are said to embody the Virgin Mary's milk. There are many magic rituals associated with this protective flower. Traditionally, flowers were thrown into the fire to deflect lightning, and garments were woven with thistle fibers to protect the wearer from any spells. Dolls, puppets, and magical tools were often stuffed with thistle to break negative, depressive spells. Melancholy and evil hexes. In Europe, witches would make large vats of thistle to call in spirits. A bowl of thistle tea in a room is said to revitalize energy, bringing strength and renewal. Thistle is often planted in entryways to ward off thieves and parasitic energy. Ooh, I like that. Parasitic energy. That's usually what we get. Like, you know, it's a better way than negative. Milk thistle embodies the spirit of the fierce badger as its aggressive healer known to rid the body of disease, poison, and toxic substances. Many Native American traditions associate badger medicine with powerful medicine women, as badgers are some of the great protectors of the earth's medicine. Badgers act quickly and efficiently in a crisis, and they do not panic. There's where we get the back. That's why I'm like looking at it going, what? I didn't know this about the Native American part. Because I see I'm concentrating too much on poisonous plants now. Milk thistle also falls under the moon's rulership and is a galactic, it meaning to assist in milk production along with assisting the entire gastrointestinal system.
So I can see that being like perfect for a moon in Virgo.
Ooh, yes. Yes.
And I mean with the badger, well, honey badger, well, that thing's aggressive.
Yes. So the peaceful warrior. Gotta love it. So welcome everybody. I see we got a bunch of new people. Welcome. It is Tuesday Tarot. We are talking about plants while we are waiting. If you want a tarot reading, you can put your question in the chat or type general because we're ready to read. So and tonight our energy for tonight is the peaceful warrior or the milk thistle.
And I haven't used this deck, and I've kind of forgot that I even had it.
Ooh,
Universal
fun deck.
Celtic. And I think this one has what's his name? Cuchulainn? I think that's his name. I think that's his name. I can't remember, but I think Cuchulainn's in this. The Morgan is definitely in this deck. Yeah, she's definitely in this.
She is my favorite Celtic goddess. Oh yes. Okay. Moa, do you want a general reading? We can do general for you. Because sometimes when we don't know what to ask, it's because we need to be prompted. We just need the tarot to give us that little prompt. And I know it takes a while to type too. Love that. Okay, we'll do a general for you. Trying to see which. Oh, I'm supposed to read with this stuff. So I'm going to be using actually a goddess deck. I'm going to use this goddess deck, the Power Goddess. I've got this one and the Dark Goddesses, but this is the one when I was feeling the energy. Okay, more. And that's fine. You can test us. All right. Ooh, your card. Ooh, the Sun. So I'm really getting that you've had a little bit of energy that's been a little bit off. And it is starting to come, like you're going to feel like that beautiful healing energy that's going to come in. That light, your light is going to start shining. So, and it has been kind of crazy this year with all the cosmos, with everything going on astrologically. But yes, so the goddess is actually with you, and she's trying to help you get that light shining within you. So all the heavy stuff you've been dealing with, it's okay, work through it, because there literally is something very wonderful that's going to be coming to you. So Bren's gonna finish this. Oh my gosh. Yes, see, everything always, like, synchronicities here when we do Tuesday Tarot.
And Mary Magdalene, and her word is identity, and that's also the Sun.
It is the Sun. So take the Sun energy, like it's bringing you some energy that you need.
Go out tanning. And rediscover yourself. And I mean, looking at the depiction of her.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, just so that you can see the card.
Yep. And it's funny because the Sun is behind both her heads.
It is. That's what's really funny. We always have synchronicities here.
Confirmation, revelation.
Yep, there we go. Yeah. I've been working with the goddesses lately, so that's why I said on point. How wonderful. And there's not a lot of Sun goddesses.
Yeah, like Amatoratsu's one. I know that for a fact. Amatoratsu's one. Dawn's one from Greek. Oh, God, what's her name?
I can't think of any others. I mean, there's really not like a lot of Sun goddesses. Because most of the goddesses are either Earth or Moon, and the majority of them are Moon.
And I mean, there's usually a lot more like male, masculine moon gods. Like there's Chandra, there's Soma, there's Tisanogi, there's what's his name?
And see, I don't work with as many gods only because I was kind of masculined out when I was in a Christian church. Oh, yeah. It's YHI. I'm probably saying it wrong.
What was it? YHI?
YHI. Yeah.
I think that's Yi.
Yi. And that might be, yeah.
Oh, that was a poet and didn't know it. Yi.
Exactly.
Might be.
So more, there's sometimes when the Sun goddesses come to us, they do come for a specific reason. So, yeah, you're being really drawn to you need to have that balance. Like, we have to have that balance. Like, sometimes when we work with too much Moon, we need to bring in a little bit of Sun.
And this was another one. That's a Sun goddess, Amaterasu. Inner beauty. Right, yeah, she's Shinto, I believe. Yeah, Shinto. Yep, and you can even also say like the feminine sun goddesses. Those are and also of course the male moon gods. They're like probably the most balanced deities because they're both into one.
Yep. Yes. Yes, the yin and the yang. And you know what? We do need to have that. That's why, like, I know I work with more goddesses because of the fact that I have to balance when I was practicing Christianity. I've got to balance that patriarch, the triple godhead. But yes, we do have to balance. And then if we put too much moon, then we've got to bring a little sun. Like just like if we do too much Venus, we got to bring a little Mars.
Yep. If we have too much Jupiter, everybody gets whales. We got to bring enough Saturn. Put the whales back in the ocean.
Exactly. Oh, question, Bren. What was the name? What was the name of it? Well, you had Mary, right? Mary was one.
Mary Magdalene was the one that I pulled, and the other one was Amaterasu, just to show the other sun goddess, and she's from Shinto, which is Japanese.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's always the cards never, they always bring us in the direction we're supposed to go. I mean, they really, really do. Which is always fun. So we are doing Tuesday Tarot. That was a beautiful reading. If anybody else would like a reading, please feel free. You can type general and we'll just do a general pull for you. If you have a specific question that you want answered, you can ask your specific question and we will get you an answer. We're here. We got our decks. We're ready to go. I can even do a yes and no because I do have my yes and no deck too. That's two sun goddesses. That's crazy. Yes. Well, you know, Mo and Moore, if you come every week, you will see this happens. I mean, we had one week where everything was sevens. But when we literally do readings, we have so much synchronicity. So it's actually very, very beautiful. Like, honestly, I've read with other tarot readers when I've done something similar, and if there's anybody I ever want to read with, it will be Bren. Because we are in sync with each other.
What number was that sun card that you pulled?
51.
What? 51?
51. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes 6. Gotta find where the other one was, Amaterasu. Because there's something that's pretty freaky deaky with that. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, because 5 and 1 together.
51, that makes 6. Okay. 22. 2. Put that together, that's 6.
Yeah.
5 and 1, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Planned.
Yes, very planned.
All planned.
Let's see how many more 6s we get tonight.
Well, I mean, 6 is Venus's number, I'm just saying. So
That's right. We were just talking about that last week. And I know for today I totally got like, I don't know. Well, I'm getting ready to also leave for my mini vacation, and so I forgot to do my video. It's like, oh, my husband's like, "Are you going live Thursday?" Because I will be on. Yes, and 6 does represent harmony and balance. Yep, and C5.
One number that loves everybody else, and everybody loves 6.
Yeah. Yes, there are always, we find the synchronicities here. Even if you just come to listen and learn, and it's always good to take notes. I mean, I even have paper down, and I will be jotting notes down too, because every once in a while, like Bren will say something, or we'll get a synchronicity that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to write this down.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we always have lots of. It's always fun. So we are I'm live here on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So spiritual panel is Thursday, and this week is Saturn. Yep. I know, we get all excited, like, oh, another planet.
Hey, it's Saturn this time. Quiet, kid.
And then I can't remember, but we've got Neptune. And I love the way you say
Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, yeah.
And Pluto. So yeah, and they'll be after. So because we've got to get them all in, because they are associated with astrology and planetary magic, so we don't want to leave those out.
And if you're wondering, okay, so what days of the week would they be in? You'll find out.
Yes, we don't want to give it all away. We want you to come out with us. We always have synchronicity timing here too.
Oh, your Saturn return? Oh. If we're going to be completely transparent, people have always looked at Saturn return like, oh no, the old guy, he's going to tear me a new one when he's going to just step and return. If it makes you feel any better. I had my Saturn return, and in Vedic it's called Sadasati. It's when Saturn, it transits in the house before, the same, and the house after the moon. So before, the same as the moon, after the moon. 7.5 years. So I had a Saturn return, Sadasati, all in my first house in my ascendant. You're probably thinking, oh, that's heavy. Oh, it gets better. Yeah, better as in like, shit, kid. I was also in the Dasha period that was for Rahu Dasha. Having Saturn return and Sadasati in Rahu Dasha makes it even more difficult. So essentially, I'm being faced with Saturn return, Sadasati, Rahu Dasha, all in an Aquarius ascendant. You're probably thinking, kid, how did you survive? Well, joke's on you, because it was actually the best period of my life. I gained the most in that period.
And, as we learn how to work with our astrological signs, we can take whatever's thrown our way. I mean, it's like, I remember when I used to always go, what is going on? And it was like, oh, it's Mercury in retrograde. And I was like, oh, I roll. And now it's like, oh, Mercury in retrograde's coming. It's just another day. Because I'm at that point where I know how to work with it and make it in my favor. Yeah. And it's all about learning that. Even I'll probably do a series on the elements too, because it's the same thing with the elements. Because you can take your astrological chart and you can break it down. I have this many water signs. I have this many fire signs. I have this many earth signs. And then and usually you subconsciously are actually adding the element into your life that you are lacking the most. Air is the least that I have. And I'm constantly singing. And it makes sense why I love music so much, because I was always lacking in air.
That's funny, because for me, I'm wet and windy, a little bit of earth. No fire, except one placement. My North Node. Chiron and Pholos, but they're minuscule.
Yeah.
But yeah, that.
Yeah, I have a lot of fire. I have Aries, Leo, and I have more Aries and Sagittarius. I think I only have Leo once, but I'm mainly fire.
Turn up the heat.
Yeah. Well, it's my fire and my earth are literally equal. I think it's 5 of each. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So actually, that would be a Dharma, and then that would be okay.
So, question: thoughts on sidereal versus tropical astrology? So, I do the tropical astrology. That's what I've learned, and that's what I study. And Brent does.
I do Vedic and Western.
Yeah.
Put them together.
Yep. So, honestly, even everything I know when Bryn's talking the Vedic, it's still last week we were talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard about her chart. And I was telling Bryn, I pulled her chart and she's got all this Capricorn. And so he pulled the Vedic chart and I was laughing because it's literally, even though it's she had Virgo and Libra and stuff in places where her Western is all.
That's 12 houses, I tell you.
It was, yeah. I mean, it meant the same thing. And I was just laughing because it's all, yeah. Oh, that's right. You were here last week. So, even though they are different, they are the same.
The one is really good to help better understand your nature. Because, tropical is primarily used for tracking the mating cycle of animals and then tracking the seasons. That's nature. You're looking at your nature behavior. But while for Vedic is you can take your placements and now say, okay, I want to see how my luck is going to be. Okay, if you look at the D9. Okay, I want to see how my happiness to like fix assets, the car, vehicle, and things that are luxurious. Okay, D16. Okay, I want to see what afflictions I have. Okay, D30. You're able to find that information.
So, I mean, it's like, it's beneficial to know both. I just haven't picked up the other one yet. And the thing is that like, when you start jumping down these rabbit holes, you're like, I have so much to learn. You know, like I've kind of specialized in a couple different areas, and some people only specialize in one thing. Like one person may only specialize in plants or in essential oils or in crystals or in astrology or, you know, but I'm drawn to a couple, but I'm like, all right, I can't add anything else because this is what I love. And I know a lot, but there is so much to learn.
Mm-hmm. And the best thing my mentor told me, whatever you learn, I don't care what it is, take everything, throw it at. Don't hold yourself back from nothing.
Yep.
And he even said, even take the stuff that is completely in a different system, put it together. Don't let nobody say, that's blasphemous. No, just put it together. If it sticks and works, go for it.
And it does. Like when I do tarot readings for people, I'll typically do a Celtic cross with the tarot deck. But I will do Lenormand for clarification, or I'll pull oracle cards, or I will do combinations, because it, depending on the question and what comes out, there's sometimes other systems have to be used.
Yep. Or even better yet, it's like you have like one. Let's see here. I'm just gonna pull like. There we go. Like, say if you pulled one card and you got the Queen of Swords pulled. So now you're probably thinking, okay, well, this Queen of Swords that I pulled right here, I don't know if that really fits with me, so I'm just going to grab a different one. I don't know if that one fits either, so I'm going to grab another one. Let's see, I'll just pick up a random one. We'll go with, oh, here we go. We'll go with the Heaven or Hell tarot, which is actually really, it's Heaven or Earth. I'd like to call it Heaven or Hell. It sounds more climatic. Okay, let's see here. We're looking for the one that is holding the guy's head by the hair. I know that sounded pretty dark, but that's what she's doing. There's our Queen of Sass, if you would. There she is. Okay, so say you pull the Queen of Swords. You're not feeling like, wait, actually, wait, let me grab it from the right way. Okay, let's see. So you grab she who's not having it, the Queen of Sass, the one that is not afraid to tell you you're being a prick. Stop being a prick, otherwise you're going to get poked in the tush with this pointy thing. So, Queen of Swords. As we know, elements of water and air are coming together. And those elements, they do conflict. Because when you have emotions and then logical thinking, to try and logically explain your feelings, it takes a bit. It's a bit of a challenge, but doesn't mean it can't be done. But it's a difficult energy to put together. But sweet Lord, that bitch is going to be all the way. Where the heck's my queen? Get over here. But the Queen of Swords, as we are familiar with, here I'll just use this one then, because this deck's driving me bonkers. She usually is represented with the sign of Libra. And again, but ultimately it can be anybody that's having an air sign as an element. But primarily Libra is the sign that she's usually associated with. Some people even also say Aquarius, but mainly it's Libra. It's like, where the heck? Okay. Are all the other Queen of Swords out to lunch or something? I can't seem to find any of them. Wait. I think I just saw her. No. I know I saw you. I know I saw you. Where are you? There she is. Get over here. Okay, so say you pull Queen of Swords and she's looking like this. And you're not sure because you're kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not feeling that depiction, so let me just grab it from a different deck. Okay, now you have this Queen of Swords. Completely different tone than the other one. Not feeling that one either. Okay, so we'll grab another one. Well, if she isn't making the case, I don't know who is. Off with his hair! Okay, alright, that one's a bit over the top, but I'm not feeling that one either. Okay, I'll grab this one. Oh, interesting. This Queen of Swords is more serene, at peace. And she's combining the air and water element together to make ice. So that can show you that a deck with the same card, just depicted differently, can give you even a more alternative ways of looking at the card. Like for an example,
Here's the Queen of Swords in this deck.
and that one, she's looking out that way, but since she's standing up, it's like she's taking a stand against something. Well, this Queen of Swords is like, oh, peasant, you not see me armed? This one looks like she's surrendering. But if you notice at her feet, there's the blade. And it looks
However,
like...
she sits like Princess Catherine.
This one's like, you know what? I'm just going to just behead him. Yep, there's that one. And then here's this one where the blade is stuck in the ice. And instead, she's playing her harp instead. So that could kind of show you that sometimes another deck being brought in, maybe, just maybe, it can help you understand something much easier.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here, this deck. With that hand outstretched. It's like I'm giving something to you or you're going to give something to me. It's a lot more passive.
Yeah, and then there's the one that's in the Witches tour where she's literally flipping off.
Yes, I have that deck. I have the mini version and I also have the bigger one because I really like this deck, so I usually toss it in my purse. So yes, the box is falling apart. It's literally taped together. You can't tell probably, but it is taped together. Yeah, when I do readings, I literally, and sometimes I'll be like, what kind of energy are we dealing with? How many decks do I need to take for this reading? Or Zoom readings are easy because I'll be like, okay, give me 2 minutes. I got to grab some different decks. Yes, there's a lot of really great decks out there. But yeah, I mean, I've got so many. I've got some that are fluffy and happy, and I've got some that, like, you look at it and you're like,
that's different.
Scared.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I prefer the darker decks, but then again,
see, and I have a combination. I mean, I would say I'm 50% dark and 50% light, so it's pretty funny, but it is about both.
I like how I said that I was putting this deck away, then look at who's on the bottom. Oh, hi, Morgan.
She knows we're thinking about it.
And I mean, speaking of having guys head of the pole, like, well, okay.
Yep.
All right, then.
Our washerwoman.
Doesn't she also have, like, a battle cry that she makes?
Yes.
Okay, then that makes sense why her mouth was wide open and while being on top of the crow.
Yes, and so when the Celts would actually go to battle, what happens is that the old men that couldn't battle anymore and the children and the women would line the streets to wish them well. And as they were leaving and waving goodbye to their loved ones into the village, if they happened to see a washerwoman washing clothes, they knew that they were not going to survive.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Morgan. The Morgan would appear to him as a washerwoman. Yes.
And isn't it like when she's washing the clothes, isn't it like when she's washing it, the water is like red?
Yeah, usually, yes.
Isn't she I remember. Isn't she? Didn't she have like a variation, or is she like three aspects weaved into one?
Yes, she's maiden, mother, and crone. So she is one of the triple goddesses. Yes. We don't have a lot. Hecate is a triple goddess also.
Hera's one.
Yes.
Hera, the bride, the wife, the widow.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that one.
Yes, it's not always maiden, mother, and crone.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, but we have triple goddess. There's quite a few. Like at least every pantheon has at least one triple goddess.
Mm-hmm.
So waning, waxing, and full moon.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's what the triquetra is. Oops, I try to like. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
It's so funny because people will see it and they're like, "Oh, you're so religious." It's like, yeah, but not the one you're thinking. Mm-hmm. When the Christians went into Great Britain, it was the symbol that was all over. That really it represented land, sky, and sea, or maiden, mother, crone, and in order to incorporate the pagan beliefs into Christianity, they started putting it on the Bibles to stand for the Godhead. So, and I get people all the time that think that it's for the Godhead. And I'm like, yeah, they really don't care about leaves, but okay. Cause yeah, it does have leaves on it. There we go.
And you know what's also really kind of like, it just don't feel right with me? How come you're taking Goddess Bridget and now you're canonizing her into a saint?
Because if they did not, that was Imbolc was one of the biggest festivals, and they had to canonize her, or they could not have converted as many people as they did.
Mm-hmm.
The Celts were in, like, I mean, you know, that's why even now, like, if you saw any of, like, I was watching videos and I'm like, I just want to be in England one year for, like, all the Sabbats. Mm-hmm. Because everywhere, like Glastonbury and Devon, and, you know, like, it was just so amazing to watch throughout all of Great Britain and Ireland, like Beltane, which just happened last week. Mm-hmm. And when Imbolc happens, like, it's so beautiful to see all of the Sabbats celebrated there. Mm-hmm. That was one thing when Christianity came in and swept through, they had to allow the Sabbats to still go.
Yep.
That's why Yule is, I mean, literally they took everything that paganism celebrates for Yule and Christianized it. Everything. The Christmas tree is actually a Yule tree. I mean, everything that Christmas is, the same thing with Easter.
Yep. Except that one's a little weird too, because like, he's come back from the dead. Look at that. He's defying logic. Okay, but
that's the only thing that is not from the pagan Easter, though.
Yeah, and even then, that's just like, okay, Astrate? Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, you know, like, the rabbits, the ducks, I mean, all of that. And, yeah, it's just interesting. Very
I mean, I think it would have been pretty epic if, you know, like, say, he came back to life riding a giant rabbit.
Right.
What's up, Doc?
I always think of the Holy Grail when there's that, like, rabid rabbit.
The rabbits.
Best ever, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I mean, really, well, I don't know. Life of Brian is pretty close second. All right, if you would like a reading, we haven't had too many readings tonight. It's probably because I didn't do a video, so people forgot. But if you would like a reading, please feel free. Type general or put a question in there. If not, we're just going to chit-chat, and you might learn something. So as we throw stuff out. But we got our tarot decks ready for card pulls.
Yeah, I have like 10 in arm's reach.
I have about 15 in arm's reach. That's really scary. I have a friend who was counting her tarot decks. I'm like, I don't even want to count them. And when I go, like, my husband even said to me, because he's not going with me on this little trip I'm going on, he's like, I know you're gonna stop at that one place. He's like, just don't buy another tarot deck.
Oh, hey, I'll have you. If it's the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, yeah, you might see a bit of a hit in the bank account. Yeah, the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. I would love to have one of those decks, just one, but they're out of print.
Sometimes you can come across them.
Yep.
I have my wish lists, and I just like kind of look. There's a couple out of print tarot decks that I'm like I would love to have, but
This one is out of print. Lady the Scott. And I mean, this deck is pretty dark. Like pretty dark, like really dark. Like I mean, for goodness sakes. I like how right when I say that, probably one of the darkest cards deck is.
well, I have. Oh, it's not close by, is it? Let me look.
This is the Three of Swords.
No, I have a bag. Is it in this bag? Nope, it's not. Okay.
That's the Three of Swords.
Well, actually, I have recent decks that are out of print that like were printed in like 2000 and not 2000, like 2020 and 2021 that are already out of print. Yeah, you know what, Mo? Ask another question. We're good. Since we don't have too many questions, we're like that's why we're here.
This one's a classic. Fur of Vampires. Ian Daniels. Great guidebook, but there was one page I noticed that there was a big oopsie typo, but still good.
Thanks. It does happen, unfortunately.
Yep, oh well. Whoopsies happen. Oh well.
Yep. I even like one of my teachers, he has several books out, and in his first book there was so many grammatical errors, and I'm like, the editor didn't catch this. And I just was chatting with him, and I'm like, you needed to get a new editor. He goes, oh, I have a new editor.
Yeah, but I mean, for my books, of course I self-published. I wrote, and then of course I revised, and I just did the whole thing by myself. Did the artwork for the cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
As an example.
Fun. I don't mind getting self-published, but I did get one that I was like very disappointed in. It was like, you're beautiful.
Yeah, like I like went way all out with it. Except I wasn't expecting the book to be this big, but I mean, at the same time, it's good too because the print and the writing in it's big enough so that way like people can't really see that well. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, the worst is I have progressives, so that's why sometimes when I'm on the live, like I'm doing funky things like this because I'm like, oh wait, I can't see that comment. I should be used to the progressives. I'm really not.
Yeah, like,
pictures. Yeah, isn't that in your bio where you can get the stuff printed? Okay, yeah.
Yep, just click on the store link and then yep, it's all in there.
Yes, and More, you can ask another question if you want to. I thought I answered that, but maybe I didn't. And don't forget to follow us. If you're not following us yet, make sure you follow us so you know when we go live. I usually do a reminder video. I did forget today. My mind's been. I'm really, really excited. I get to see my grandson for the first time. So.
Aww.
Yeah, well, we flew out in January for his due date, but he came early and he was still in the NICU and we couldn't visit him. So.
Aww.
Now I get to see him. Like, I'm actually going out to celebrate my daughter's graduation from law school, but I'm like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing my grandkids. So.
Oh, wait. She's graduating law school?
Yes, graduating law school.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's a feat.
This is my other one.
Yes, you've shown that one before.
Yeah, about Black Moon Lilith. I mean, 105 pages.
Because it's very nice to learn. I mean, it's great to learn, and it's also another source.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, it has. Let's see what is it. It has altogether. Come on. Table of contents. Love. There we go. It has. Like preface, origin of influence of Black Moon Lilith, defining the astrological components, planetary relationships for Black Moon Lilith in the signs, nakshatras, and houses. So it does have Western and Vedic in here. And it also has in synastry, composite charts, and divisional charts. Lilith in the transits, correspondences, and remedial measures for Lilith. About moi, and then the acknowledgments. But yeah, 105 pages. And this is for anybody at any level.
Is it also, like, we can get it from you or, like, Amazon probably, or no?
Well, if there's only one way to get it, because I've tried to get Lulu to be so kind to just approve the copy for print, but for some reason they're like, well, this barcode is not inside here. Like, just shut up and just put it up for distribution. Because I mean, the other ones have no problem, but it's in my link tree. So yeah.
So yeah, just go to Linktree if you're interested.
Yeah. Yeah. So I spent a long time typing all of that out.
Well, I type out all my classes and it takes a long time. Like, my husband's like, oh my gosh, but like, I reteach them, so they recycle. So like, I've had people who are like, oh, I just saw that you taught this class. Are you teaching it again? And some of them are yearly, some of them are like every 2 years. But yeah, I'm like, now that I've written almost all of my classes, but see, now I add stuff to it. So somebody who took it from me like 5 years ago, like, I add stuff now. Okay, let's see. Either what my love life looks like in the near future or sharing my passion talents with others. You don't know. Ooh, All right. You know what? Actually, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna ask, and I'm gonna do this deck. We're gonna ask. I just want to kind of look. Which is more important for Amor, her love life, or sharing her passions and talents with others? Solve that. Ooh.
For me, it's coming with like connections. I'm getting connections to pull for.
Yeah, I think this is definitely connected to both, because I got the Knight of Pentacles.
Wait, the Knight? Oh, okay, the Knight.
Yes, and
I got the 9 of Blades, which is Mars in Aquarius.
And see, we've got all these circles. You know what it is that
actually, Mars in Gemini, never mind.
As you share your passion and talent, the person that is going to love you unconditionally will show up.
Actually, wait a minute. They're moving in the same direction.
Yes, they are. And we have the circles too.
The full moon.
Yeah. I mean, that's, again, synchronicities. Yes. So I think that it's definitely, as you are focusing on your talents and your passions, the love of your life will find you.
Look on, especially on the night of a full moon.
Yes, because we are definitely getting these moon views here. Yeah. Always see we're always synchronicities. They're all over. And yeah, definitely, if you see a class you're totally interested in, definitely join. So I enjoy teaching the classes, so I love sharing my knowledge. And welcome. We are doing one card reading, so we'll be here until. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome so much. Thank you, everybody, for the hearts. If you can, throw out some more hearts. That helps. Maybe I can get out of the D4 league. Maybe get to D3. Play Battleship here. And thank you for the gifts. We really appreciate all the gifts too. Welcome, Nunu family.
Hello, Nunu.
Yes. If you want a tarot reading, you can type general or type your question in there. We may chat in between questions, but we'll go We'll go for a little longer unless we get a lot of questions. If we get a lot of questions, then we'll. And Thursday, since Alien T's still not here, we may be able to go for a really long time since I'll be in a different time zone and it won't be as late.
Oh.
All I know is I was talking to my brother today and I'm like, hey, I'll pick my nephew up from school. And he's like, oh, he'll be so excited if you do that, because that means he's going to ask you to go home and play Xbox. I said, I figured. But hey, you know what? I can have a car ride with him. He's a teenager. It's all good. Gotta love teenagers. And if the time is just to pick them up and drop them off somewhere, then we have to enjoy.
Yep. Enjoy every second of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Kids, fur babies, feather babies.
Yep. Adult babies.
Yes. Yes. Even when your feather baby attacks you.
Yep.
Or spider babies, if you have spider babies. Because I do know some people like tarantulas, so.
I mean, I don't have a fear of spiders, Mike. I don't have a fear of snakes. I don't have really much of a fear of like anything like that. But fish? Nope. Don't give me anywhere near fish.
I hate crickets. And then I moved out here to Illinois and they are all over the place. I've actually, just because they're all over the place, I've gotten over that fear. As weird as that is, because it's like, you hit a certain point in the summer and they're just like all over.
Oh God.
So it's like I've hit a point, like I was telling my husband, he's like, he used to scream at him. I'm like, yeah, ask my kids. And I would not garden when they were out in the garden. Now I'm okay with it. I don't want them to crawl on me, but and I think it was Thursday. Yes, it was Thursday when I kept looking up because I was like, what is that in my window? And I kept hearing it was a spider was eating a fly. And I could hear the crunch. And it wasn't like, but I was like, ooh, I was a little concerned because of its body. And so I got really close, too close. And I'm like, man, it was a recluse. Yeah, I caught him actually in this jar and took him outside. I actually walked him across the street because I'm like, I don't want you in my yard.
And stay off my lawn.
I don't kill them. I just like any spider, like this time of year, I'll take him outside because it's nice. Because I'm like, all right, you don't need to be in the house now. It's nice outside. But in the wintertime, I'm like, okay, just because my husband will unalive them. So like in the wintertime and stuff, if I see him, I'm like, hey, just make sure you don't let daddy see you.
Also, make sure you don't get found because you'll be squished.
Yes, it was true neighborly love, right? For me to take it just across the street.
Hey, neighbor, I come bearing a gift. What is it?
Well, there's actually like an empty, like there was a house that was torn down. And so like all it is like just flat grass across the street. So I figured it really didn't go to somebody's house. So, and then it wouldn't sit in a jar cause like it was like almost midnight. So I wasn't going to like walk to a forest preserve with them at that point or drive to a forest preserve. Yeah. See, and tarantulas don't scare me either. But I also, my sister, we shared a room growing up and she had a tarantula. And then when I went away to college, she got a African bird-eating spider. Yeah, they're big. They literally can eat, 10-pound birds. And they are very big. He was a big boy. He ate one of her tarantulas. He somehow she was letting him walk around. And he ate one of her tarantulas. I'm like, well, you can't let him just walk around. Somehow he got in the tarantula's cage. Nom nom. She called me crying. I'm like, well, don't let...
This giant spider ate my tarantula.
Like my other spider that was big. All right, Nunu. Yes, we're going to get you a general card reading. So. Okay. What message does the cosmos have for Nunu? Okay, Nunu. Ooh, we got the Hangman in reverse. And this one is a very bright card. So I really feel like you're going to actually spread your wings here. And you're letting loose. You're going... Something's been holding you back freedom-wise, and so you need to break free. And that's what's going on, is you're getting ready to break free. And this one is just very, very bright. And see, I love this because even when we look at this, it looks like this is also the ground.
Yep, he who's hung most. And got the Queen of Wands.
Wow, that is so... They almost have the same shape, like when we look at them. You know, like her arms are out, like his arms are out, and there's that flow that flows out like her dress almost. Thank you so much, Mo.
Does that hangman have something coming off his head too?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, yes, he does.
Because look, she has a plant growing out of her head.
Yes, see, yep, and you think you did just get loose. You didn't. You got loose. You got loose. Run with it, girl. Spread your wings and fly. And thank you for getting me to 4K hearts. We really appreciate it. I know this was a quieter night. Again, you know what, Bren? This is the first night I forgot to do like a preview video. Mm-hmm. I remembered at like 7:30 and I'm like, I think it's a little late because by the time I get it done and then get it posted, it'll be time to go live. Yes, Nunu, just embrace freedom, embrace that independence, and just have at it. That was a beautiful reading. Bless you. Oh, Bren, Nunu didn't hear what you said about the card.
Oh, the Queen of Wands. Well, for that depiction of the Queen of Wands, that's giving me the vibes of. Let me get her out again. Definitely, let yourself be more out there. Be more bang with your voice. Let yourself be more. Well, the best way I can describe it. Think of that one song that goes, "Stacy's mom has got it going on." Yeah, that's the Queen of Wands in a nutshell. So. Put yourself out there. Flaunt yourself. Strut it. Don't let nobody else tell you otherwise.
Yeah, be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Yep.
If somebody just is all, okay, you're kind of out there, they're just hating. You know you got it, so flaunt it. Yep. No excuses.
And really, when you think about it, like when the hangman is upside down, that's letting it loose. And it is becoming your authentic self, not being chained down to stereotypes or cultural
expectations.
Thank you.
Yep, Queen of Wands.
We have some beautiful decks too. Lots and lots of fun decks. All right, it is Tuesday Tarot.
It's Ontario Tarot.
So if anybody else wants a reading, you can type general or type your question in the chat and we will pull a card for you. And if we don't see too many readings going on, we've been going for about 2 hours, we will slow down and shut down, but feel free if you want a reading.
Yeah, I think I'll have time for like one last one, then I gotta get going because I have a lot of other things I gotta get prepared for tomorrow.
Oh, I get it. I know. Like tomorrow, I have to pack because I'm leaving. So, I mean, I guess I could start tonight. Nah, it's not going to happen. Let's just be real.
Yeah, let's be real. That ain't gonna happen.
There are times like it's like, yeah, I can do this. And I'm not gonna. I used to spread myself thin where it was like every hour I was like, I'm gonna do this and this, and I'm like, I'm an Aries. Why am I doing this?
Why am I strategizing this? Let's just do it already.
Yes, Mo. Actually, tonight Bren did read a card for me. So yes, we have, and several times when Azrael's been on with us, Azrael's asked for readings too. So yeah, we do readings for each other too.
Yeah, you'd be quite surprised about how it just always connects.
Mm-hmm. It does, and sometimes like we can pull cards for ourselves, but sometimes like we can misinterpret it because we get into our own heads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to meditate before I do it so that I'm not in my head, but sometimes like you start to overthink. It's like, don't overthink it. Follow your intuition. Hello. Mm-hmm. Boop, boop. But yeah. All right. Any other questions? Ooh, what was it? I know I was late, and yeah, yes. I actually asked if I should call this woman back for a very odd situation.
Very odd situation. I'm going to get those cards back out, and
it was
they speak for themselves.
And it was really a don't bother. Well, and it's somebody that I literally don't know her. It's my ex-husband's new wife, and apparently she's going through a divorce, and they skip traced me and called me, and she wants my help with her divorce. And I'm like,
hey, you married him. Figure it out, love.
I know. It's like, look.
You said I do. I said I no longer do.
Very odd situation. Very, very odd.
Oh.
I mean, I did laugh. yes, and more. It really is funny, especially because she one time was like trying to yell through speakerphone at me while she was talking to one of my daughters, telling me how I was like a horrible person. And so I'm like, you want my help now? Like 12 years ago.
It's just a magical turn of events.
That's why I'm like, she didn't leave a message. She called, and I was actually working, and I didn't even realize because my phone's on silent all the time, so I don't usually answer. But I was like, what? Because actually, oddly enough, I have gotten calls for. I had several collection agencies call me for my ex's sister. I met her twice. So he has two sisters, but one sister was just hardly ever around, and I only met her twice. And like I was getting collection calls. I'm like, well, hang on a minute. I can find my ex and give you his number. So I gave him his business number because that's all I could find. But I'm like, look, yeah, I may have been married to her brother a really long time ago, and I only saw her twice. She never even met my daughters. I don't even think she knows she has nieces. So, yeah, it is pretty funny.
Yeah, but I mean, if anything, you'd be like, well, now you see why he's my ex-husband. Now you know why.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the cards that came out, it was these three.
Yes, it was. Yes.
It was Queen of Pentacles. Do you choose the Pentacle or do you choose your child? Well, okay, chose the Pentacle, and because of that, he got death.
And a live card.
And all that's remaining is that he is, wow, greedy.
Yeah.
Big and greedy.
And I just laughed because, yes, like, yeah. The cards don't lie. They do not lie. They don't lie. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what deck you pull. The cards do not lie. Even if you're not sure what the answer is, the cards don't lie.
Yep. Even if you can't see it, just give it a second, then the card will be like, oh, surprise, here's the cards that fell in the bottom of the deck. Big and greedy.
Yes. And that is really like, yeah, we could call him that big time. Well, we're going to wrap up tonight because I don't see any other questions. So we will be Tuesday Tarot Live next week, and I will do a reminder video. But we are doing Saturn on Thursday, so 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be talking about the planet Saturn in both magical workings and in astrology. So join us on Thursday, and then Sunday will be Witchy Book Club. I do know it is Mother's Day, but hey, what a nice way to relax after Mother's Day. Don't forget to thank your moms.
Yep, thank your mom. Thank your. As I almost just dropped the deck. Thank your mamas. Yes.
Yeah, thank them, thank them, thank them. So as always, Bren, anything you want to add, and maybe bring up where your link tree can be found?
Well, we hope you're ready for Thursday, because that's going to be coming in.
Thursday.
Well, it's funny because Saturn actually does represent that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yep, he's our favorite hipster for that. And also Saturn, believe it or not, also represents this. The lovers. Two coming together and sticking through it.
Which I'll need to remember to throw a deck in my suitcase so I have a deck, or oh darn, maybe I'll find a new deck. No, I really need to be a good girl. I have so many tarot decks.
You're like, no, you don't understand. This was a limited edition print. But they're all tarot decks. They don't say the same thing, okay? They're all different, but they're the same card. No, they're different.
Yes. Well, thank you everybody who came and supported. Thank you so much. And we will see you on Thursday when we talk about Saturn. So, and don't forget to follow Bren or myself. Thank you for the gifts, and thank you so much for all the hearts. The hearts help tremendously, and we will be doing Tuesday Tarot again next week. So, all right. As always, merry meet, merry part, bright blessings, and namaste.